We're welcome to the studio once again. Avoid Dave. How are you doing today?
I'm good. The weather's good.
Excellent. Oh, okay. Hold on. I might need to whack a bit more gain on your microphone there.
All right.
How's that?
Is that good?
There we are. Cool. Excellent. So last time we caught up with you, you were about to play at Moon. That's all happened.
That was. You guys didn't show up.
I know. We're failures.
No, it was cool. I mean, we had a lot of random people, just walk-ins, and I kind of managed to get a lot of people to stay up until the end, and
good.
They were really thankful for that. So, I think we did very good. I mean, we did do really good.
Okay, well, you did do really good.
We did
nice.
do really good.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I feel quite ashamed that I just went home that night and went.
No worries, you got a new opportunity coming up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're also going to hear you perform live now. Now. Yep. So, what's your first track going to be?
I'm going to be playing Dope, from the new unreleased album. I think you've played that a few times.
We have played that a few times. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So hopefully there's going to be some familiarity
started off
there.
with the smooth little vibes.
Nice.
With that song, and then see what happens next.
All right. Avoid Dave live to air on Radioactive.
Dope, 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 dope.
Is it just magic or is it tragical that the lines in my head don't make it more logical? So my time, I'm me today. No time to panic, but this is manical. I keep on falling apart, but it's so magical. Am I making it up? Is this for real?
Then again, I guess I did too much.
Ooh, too many things, too many things. Why to let them wait? Why to let them wait? Ooh, too many things, too many things. Why to let them wait? Why to let them wait? I always try to go along with the flow, but the flow often pulls us in and puts on a show. Oh, such a show you don't wanna miss. Work my ass up, goddammit, we're through the bone. I deserve it, the magic don't wanna be. Remember, like the best kiss.
Taking us high like.
Ooh, too many things, too many things. Why to let them wait? Why to let them wait? Ooh, too many things, too many things. Why to let them wait? Why to let them?
I get the feeling you like taking your tracks and working out a way to play them live, because there's a degree of difference there from the recorded version.
Yeah, a bit. Well, I've tried to keep the songs as much original sounding as they should be on the CD.
Yeah.
And for the same reason, I wanted to have this kind of a setup today here rather than do an acoustic set, because maybe your listeners
it's a representation of what it actually sounds like.
But I mean, it's been a quite a journey to create this setup. I guess I've figured out a very versatile way to, I guess, just travel around and hook up with people and see whoever wants to play with me. Then I can just mute some tracks on the songs and just go and do the concert.
Yeah, well, it's the joy of a control surface and a laptop, really.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, thank God it's the 21st century, and lucky us.
And a guitar going through the laptop, the guitar's going through the control surface. Where's it going through?
Oh, it's going through the sound
card.
Going through the sound card. This is the heart and soul of the music. Without this, it's just a sound card, really.
Pointing to a sound card here, because we don't actually. Well, there is a camera in the room, but unfortunately, our listeners can't see the stream. But so, is this going to end up on online somewhere?
Well, I hope so. Yeah. Yep. I probably would like to use the audio.
Yeah.
From the show and then just put it up for people to look at and enjoy.
Yep. I suspect we may steal your GoPro footage as well.
I suspected that already, so that's totally fine. Nice. Very good.
Nice. So how far away is the album?
It's ready.
It's ready.
It's ready,
okay.
It's ready. It's been ready for
a long time.
5 months now, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a bit less, but I tried to finish it before I left Estonia, so the last steps of the process were things that I didn't have to be there for. Yeah. Just like mastering and printing the CDs and stuff like that. I did get a nice Christmas present from back home with a bunch of the new CDs as well. But I'm very cautious about releasing the songs and when do I do it and how do I do it. Because for me, it's about finding the most exposure for the songs and not just putting the album out on one day and maybe have some of the songs kind of miss people's ears, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of material to work through, and it might just be too much material for some people. So I guess it's just like easier or even more clever to get the songs out one by one. Yeah. And that's what I'm planning to do here today as well. Yep. The second single, Dope, was the first single, which was actually released quite some time ago. Could have been a year even. And now today, the second song, Up Against the Glass, which is also the name of the album, is going to be released on this very show. Okay, so shall we hear Up Against the Glass? Yes, you shall. You shall. Here we go. Avoid Dave, live to air on Radioactive.fm. This is a world exclusive.
You took a cheap shot, and hope that you'll be safe and sound. But see, I was not the enemy. Never try to bring it down. We go way too high. 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 Push up and up. Always burning me, and the fire burns us to the ground. thought this was eternity. Till you shout another round. I'm way too high, yeah. I'm way too high. Push your face up against the glass, up against the glass. Your breath is so hot, hot against the glass, hot against the glass. But then push your face up against the glass, up against the glass. Your breath is so hot, hot against the glass, hot against the
Very nice. Very nice. So, are people in Estonia listening to this now, or is
I
it
hope so. It's like 3
4
a.m.
in the morning or something like that?
I did tell them, and
Yep.
they have this information. But as I understand, it's you can listen to back to it afterwards as well. So
yeah.
hopefully when they wake up, it's the first thing they do.
Exactly. It'll actually be it will be summer in a couple of months in Estonia as well, which
Yeah,
kind of
it's true.
suits that music.
Yeah, it's good that you think so. I like to think so too.
Yeah.
Although I tend to categorize or think of Void Dave's music as a type of a 3 a.m. morning music, because it's kind of like fat sounding, smooth, daisy, hazy kind of. So, in my opinion, like just before work in the morning when you wake up is the best time to listen to that kind of stuff, Void Dave stuff, or after a party when you go home and you're just totally knackered and you just want to kick back and just take a last munch before you go to bed or something.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it would kind of suit possibly somewhere even further up the Baltic where the sun doesn't really go down properly.
What do you mean?
Well, it's if you head further up the Baltic, you get to the Arctic Circle. And
it's Finland up there, so Baltic, but it's not as far. No, you're right. No. I've crossed that border a few times, and it's true what they say: the sun never sets.
Exactly,
which is cool.
Actually, you could probably do it on a bicycle as well, because it's just kind of
go right to
you right to Finland.
I mean, during the summer. Most of Finland is also quite nice. Yeah. I mean, I definitely recommend all of you to come over because it's super beautiful. We have the most beautiful 4 seasons in the world. Everything's very clear. You know, the autumn is like very colorful. The winters are very white. The summers are very sunny and very green.
And so the people are all really good looking.
Yeah.
Although the Latvians are better looking. So.
Where did you hear that?
Oh, it's just it's just one of those things that you kind of know. Damn.
Touche.
Yeah. So are there lots of music festivals and things like that will happen over the summer in Estonia?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, to be honest, I guess as well as here, people love going to festivals, and when you come up with the idea for a festival and you manage it, and it works out fine, it usually grows into a much bigger thing. And a lot of the festivals back home are quite old. Old. They've been on for years, and they've become somewhat of a definitely to do things. And also around the Baltics, definitely there are festivals, and to be honest, the Northern Europe or Europe in general is quite small. So if you we have this list of European events, and you can pretty much make a schedule out of all the festivals you want to go to, and this app will just show you where and when you should go and drive, or So there's a lot of things going around, and one that I would point out perhaps is a festival called Positivus, which means positive, and it's in Latvia, and it's grown into a massive thing. We got like Muse headlined that was like 5 years ago already. Really big names every year, and they're just growing and growing, and people just don't seem to get enough of it. So yeah.
So are you going to be heading back to play on the release of your album?
When it's going to be released, I'll definitely do some gigs there. I'm not particularly in a hurry.
Yeah.
But there were a few strange thoughts concerning that I would be leaving the country just before the album got finished. So I've pretty much just like postponed the release thing to the unknown future, and just see how things evolve. And no promises made.
So we might get a pre-album release show
I
here well before.
You might. I mean, it's all about just pitching ideas, and when we come up with something interesting, then I'm in. I'm totally in, man.
Yeah. So have you got any live performances planned in the near future?
Here.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely gonna invite you guys over to the Performance Arcade. That's on. That's on 2 separate weekends in March, but Avoid Dave's 2 concerts are on the 17th of March, and that's Friday. That's like 7 p.m.
Yep, that's 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks away.
2 weeks away. Yeah, that's quite near.
2 weeks away.
And then 2 days after that, I'd be doing an acoustic set. Pretty much same songs, same lyrics, but the songs might sound a bit different. But I do enjoy. I find interest in rearranging or finding a new point for a song that I've written. Example on the computer, how to make it work on a guitar, just a guitar and just vocals. So it's like a mutual balance thing that I always try to keep. And I would definitely recommend you to come and check both of the gigs out, because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it will be. Okay, so what's the third song you're going to...
The third song is a treat. It's actually one of the first songs I ever tried to... not try. I did create it. And it's on the previous album as well. It was one of the first singles, called Inner Circles. Very kind of a housey electronica vibe. And I got really good feedback for that, and I'd like to play that song to you. Funky. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
circles, circles, like the water when it's rippling, making circles, circles. Something is in me that I cannot understand. Stop thinking about it. See what is inside the man. It could be simply too much noise to comprehend. Something is in me that I cannot understand. Stop thinking about it. See what is inside the man. It could be simply too much noise to comprehend. Feel the energy inside of me, making circles, circles, like the water when it's rippling, making circles, circles. Ooh. Feel the energy inside of me, making circles, circles, like the water when it's rippling, making circles, circles. Something is in me that I cannot understand. Stop thinking about it. See what is inside the man. It could be simply too much noise to comprehend.
Yay! All right, you have been listening to Avoid Dave live to air on Radioactive.fm. Cheers, Dave.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. And yes, enjoy the sunshine. We're going to go to some Belogi now and come back with the Hatch track very, very soon. Here we go.